Tom is with us today, and Tom got converted into him. He had quite an interesting conversion. Now, tell me, Tom, tell me about your conversion. I believe it's something to do with Ted.
Yes, it was through playing football with Ted. We were on the same team, going back to 1998 in the football team at USQ in Toowoomba.
Were you in the university there? Are you studying or are you playing?
Yes, I'd gone up there to study engineering. But I probably did more drinking than I did studying, and Ted was one of my teammates.
In the football team?
Yeah, when he joined the football club, we were making a bit of fun of him. He was part of the God Squad, you know, what did he want to do with us, that sort of thing. And but as time went on, he was just our teammate, loved playing footy, very non-judgmental. Everybody knew who he was. There's a well, like a padre or a priest, that's what I sort of looked at him as, and then over time just got to know him, and he was a good bloke.
What was your background?
Background was nominal Roman Catholic, but non-practicing. I'd spent about 4 years overseas before I came back to Melbourne in 1996 and came up to Toowoomba from there. So I wanted to be an aid worker after spending time in East Africa when I was younger, and yeah, I had a real problem with alcohol and violence. So Ted joined the football club, and also there was 3 other players that were Christian from his church, Colin, Ben and Tim, and he just started playing football, and that was it really. He didn't. It was never as if he had some agenda or anything like that. He just loved football and he loved horses. That's what I remembered about him, and he was a man of peace. There was something different about him. I remember he'd even come to the pub with us after the games. And would be getting on it, and he wouldn't drink, but he'd just come and sit with us and be very personable, approachable. Could talk to him. He was different, and I think that more than anything else, he had peace.
And what did he invite you to church, or what? How did your conversion come about then?
Okay, he never. It was, especially reflecting on it now, I never thought there was a reason or a motive for him being in the football club. And I think that's a good thing. Had I thought that he wanted me to go to church or something like that, I would have told him to. Yep. I wouldn't have been interested. Give you the edited version, but no, I certainly wouldn't have been interested. But what happened, I remember the very night that I accepted Jesus into my heart, telling some of the lads at football who were Christian that I will never be a Christian. I said that you cannot tell me that Jesus Christ is the only way to God apart from, as opposed to Buddha or Muhammad or whoever. I just don't believe that. And I very clearly told them that, and I said, I don't want to offend you. I know that you're Christian, but I could never be that. And that very night there was a preacher in town at a nightclub in Toowoomba that I used to go drinking at. And I'd agreed to go and just watch. It was a Christian rock band, they'd said, and I remember Ted was there as well, and I went there and listened to the band. They were okay, and then the preacher got up. His name was Pat Mesiti. I don't remember his message except what I now understand is an altar call, and of course at the time I didn't know it as that. All I remember was him saying, if you don't have peace in your heart, the only answer I've got for you is Jesus Christ, and that if you accept him into your heart, you will know that peace. And he gave an invitation to raise your hand if you wanted to accept Jesus Christ into your heart. And I remember standing there thinking, no, I'm not interested in this, but I just felt my hand wanting to go up, and I just felt it was now or never. I just did it, and there you go. That was it. I became a Christian that very night. From the very next morning, that Sunday morning, I remember that most Saturday nights in Toowoomba, I'd go out until 5 in the morning drinking. I'd spend a couple of $100. I wouldn't remember much from the night before, and I used to hate Sundays because I'd have a hangover. But I remember that Sunday, it was Sunday, May the 17th, 1998. I remember waking up in my bedroom about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was going to get picked up for church. I remember just lying there, just after waking up, and realising something's different, and I wasn't sure what it was. I remembered I've accepted Jesus Christ. But then this feeling of peace, it just flooded the room. It flooded me from my head to my toes. Literally, they talk about it in sermons now, but it's true. It's exactly what happened, and that's never left.
Wow.
And yeah, the birds were singing, the light was shining through the window. It was an amazing experience.